Today's video is brought to you by Beautiful Halo. Thank you so much for sponsoring me, first of all. And if you guys would like some good quality anime merch, you can go to Beautiful Halo, link in the description below. And on your next $49 plus order, you can get 5% off with the code MEME. And if it's $99 plus, you can get 10% off with the same code MEME. MEME. Anywho, roll the intro. Welcome back, guys. This is King of Weeds, and this is What If Naruto was a Hyuga Part 3 finale. And the last time we left off with the preliminaries being over and Sukome actually finally asking Obito, who she actually hated for training, because she was actually getting destroyed by Naruto a lot of the times. And so Obito decides, actually allows her to become his student, and now the training begins. Of course, during this time, Naruto still meets Jiraiya and begins his training with Jiraiya himself. And anywho, of course, after this, 1 month passes, and Naruto actually trains with Jiraiya in the Rasengan, and he was actually able to add a Rasengan, master the Rasengan and add the chakra release to it. Of course, it's not fully finished, even though he's able to add the chakra release to it. He's not sure if he can actually use it as he should be able to use, because he is not used to it yet. He just finished the training with adding lightning release to it, and he disappears, but he's not sure if he should use it against anyone, anyone who isn't an enemy. Of course, he can't really use it on the tuning exams, because he can't kill anyone, and he doesn't want to kill anyone in the first place. And anywho, after all of this, the preliminaries begin with Naruto actually going up against his own teammate Sakura. And Sakura actually did train pretty hard, but she's not going to lose to Naruto. Didn't train as hard as Naruto, of course, but she's not going to lose to Naruto. And anywho, of course, they begin their fight, and Sakura actually does pretty well for the beginning of the fight, but over time, Naruto was just wearing her down, and she didn't have any energy left. And Naruto capitalized on this. She ran out of chakra, and so he's like, "Oh well, I'm sorry, but it's over." And Sakura's like, "All right, I give up." And she realized that Naruto was going to destroy her if she didn't give up. And Naruto doesn't want to hurt Sakura at all. He doesn't want to do he doesn't want to kill her, that's for sure. And he doesn't want to hurt her, since he did take a bit of damage from her. But Sakura realized herself that it's over. There's no point of fighting Naruto. There's no way of her beating him, because of him being extremely strong, way stronger than her, that's for sure. And anyways, now after all of this, Naruto and Sakura actually congratulate each other. Naruto tells her that she got a lot stronger, and Sakura trained on her own. She didn't have any teachers, and she actually got a ton stronger. But anyway, Naruto was really impressed by Sakura's improvement, and so he actually complimented her quite a bit, and Sakura congratulated him on his win. Sorry, guys. Anywho, after all of this, Naruto actually went to the stands with Sakura, and they were watching the next fight, which was actually Shikamaru versus Temari, which was meant to be Sasuke versus Gaara. And they were talking how about Temari about to lose, even though she had the upper hand, and they could already see what was about to happen. Naruto's like, well, this one really messed up, going up against Shikamaru. Oh well, she underestimated him a bit too much in the first place. She deserves it. And Sakura's like, oh no, Shikamaru is going to destroy her. And Shikamaru actually wants to win here, because he actually wants to prove to Naruto that he's not weak. And Naruto knows that Shikamaru is not weak, and he actually respects Shikamaru because he's smarter than him. And if they were to fight, of course Naruto would win because of just sheer power. But if Naruto was injured and Shikamaru was still full power, and Naruto was put down to Shikamaru's strength, it would be a win to Shikamaru, especially because Shikamaru would have way too many techniques up his sleeve, and using his 2 million IQ, destroy his ass. Anywho, okay, that sounded gay. I have I have nothing against gay people. It just sounded a bit gay. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto, Shikamaru actually wins his fight, and then it's meant to be Kankuro versus Shino, but of course we all know that Kankuro gives up. He doesn't want to fight, and in the end, the next fight was meant to commence, which was Gaara versus Sasuke, and Sasuke appeared last second in the middle of the battleground, and Kakashi and Sasuke made a pretty flashy entrance. But anywho, now, of course, the fight against Sasuke and Gaara began, and here Sasuke actually learned a few new techniques. Of course, the first technique he uses is actually the water shockwave, and yes, Sasuke has actually learned this. And then he actually uses the Chidori stream, not even lightning stream, which was way stronger than Naruto's lightning stream. And Naruto realized that Sasuke's ability is stronger than his own lightning stream, and he's like, wow. And in the end, then Sasuke actually stabbed Gaara in the shoulder, and this pissed off Gaara to an extent where he's like, nah, I ain't taking this, nah, G, I'm good, get fucked, get destroyed, get genjutsu'd, get annihilated, all them things. Anywho, of course, now Naruto, who actually didn't get put under the genjutsu, as we all know, Naruto's way too strong to get put under a genjutsu at this point, because of his immense amount of resistance. And Naruto, of course, saw that the sound fall, and the Hokage, the sound fall appeared, and Naruto, who knew what was about to go down, he actually made a clone, which then he actually used body flicker to actually arrive next to the Hokage. And Naruto wasn't allowing the Hokage to die in that. He's like, nah, I already know what's about to happen, bro. Nah, G, nah, never. And anywho, of course, Orochimaru was pretty pissed off that Naruto came in the way. And anywho, of course, Naruto, Sakura, Shikamaru, and this time Shino actually joins from the very beginning. They all go, and the ninjas at the back, the ones that were actually following them, Shino actually takes care of them with a wall of bugs, poisonous bugs too, which actually destroyed them. And then they kept going until they actually arrived. In the end, so Shikamaru stayed back to fight Temari again. Kankuro took on Shino, Sakura and Naruto arrived. And here Sakura, this time, she didn't actually go all like, oh no, Sasuke, I'll protect you. Yeah, she didn't do that. This time she actually made a plan with Naruto. Naruto was going to be a diversion to kick Gaara away, and then Sakura had to run. And Sakura then says that she'll return after putting Sasuke somewhere safe, and Naruto says, don't return, I'll take him on. I already know what's about to go down. And and he knows that Sakura will just be in his way, and he apologizes for being rude, but Sakura says it's fine, I understand why I'd be in the way, this one's way too strong. And then Naruto actually comes in the way and kicks Gaara right in the face pretty hard with an apathetic look. Then he just looks at Gaara, and Gaara just takes this as a challenge, and he's like, are you challenging me? And as he says that, he actually goes and tries to destroy Naruto, but then Naruto actually uses a mud wall. And yes, they were actually on the ground now, the one on the trees where Sasuke was actually taken away by Sakura. Then Naruto waits for a minute, just a little bit of a taijutsu fight with Gaara having immense amount of strength. And he just waits like 2 minutes, and then he realizes that it's good. And so then Naruto lets out fire from his feet, something that he's learned with Jiraiya, something that even Jiraiya has learned because of Naruto actually initially getting this idea. And Naruto actually created a ring of fire around them, which actually surrounded them in a way, how a ring of fire looks. I'm sure you've seen it once, once. If you watched One Piece, I'm pretty sure you've seen it. Ace did it once. I'm pretty sure about that. If you didn't, you can correct me down in the description, down in the comments, anywho. Now, of course, then Naruto says it's all over, and he actually blitzes Gaara, which Gaara does not see this coming. And Gaara gets pretty pissed off that Naruto was able to do this, and so he actually tries to kill Naruto on the spot. But in the end, Naruto was able to actually dodge, and Gaara was like, how are you doing this? I'm stronger than you. And Naruto then says, even if you're stronger than me, it doesn't mean that you can beat me. And now, Gara is like, no, nope. I'm not having this. And so he lets out all of his power, and Shukaku gets released, and Naruto realizes that he has to summon Gamabunta, and so he summons Gamabunta, and here they transform straight away to actually beat Gara, and Naruto actually Taka no Jutsu's Gara, and in the end they become friends. Of course, Naruto, understanding Gara's pain, what he has went through over his life, it was the same as him, and anywho, of course, after this, the Hokage actually survives here. Naruto and the Hokage were able to, chase away Orochimaru last second. Well, not last second. Before the Hokage had to, use the Reaper Death Seal, which was better than the original, because now the Hokage is still alive. But anyways, now, of course, the Hokage still wants to retire, and so he asks Jiraiya, but then Jiraiya tells him that he the Hokage clearly knows that there is someone more qualified than him, and the the Hokage then says, I know you don't want to become Hokage, but I'm sorry, Jiraiya, Tsunade will never return here. Remember what she said. And then Jiraiya then says that Jiraiya says that there is someone that he wants to take with him on this journey to actually find Tsunade. And while all of this was happening, of course, Itachi actually arrived into the village with Kisame, and in the end fought Kakashi, and the news got around, and now they really needed Tsunade, because no one could wake up Kakashi from this coma. But anywho, Naruto actually went, and Jiraiya realized why he wanted to take Naruto, because even Jiraiya, even the Hokage has seen Dan and Tsunade's younger brother Naoki. I was about to say Mizuki for a second, but sorry guys. Anywho, I had to mute my iPad there. Anyways, yes, I'm recording my iPad. I actually record on my iPad and then send it to Drive, edit on my phone. Even though I could edit on my iPad, but it takes too long to actually send the file to my phone to upload it with my 4G. So I just do this. Anywho, now, Naruto, of course, leaves with Jiraiya, and still he's actually in his room trying to add wind release to his Rasengan, because he realizes that wind release is much stronger than lightning release, and so he actually wants to create a Rasengan where he actually explodes and creates a vacuum effect, where he actually cuts people to a molecular level, to a cellular level, and now, of course, after all of this, Naruto actually, still gets the knock at his door, and in the end, Kisame and Itachi actually appear, and Naruto realizes who they are, the Akatsuki, and basically, Naruto then says, "Alright then, what do you guys want?" And Jiraiya, Kisame then says Naruto shall go with them, and Naruto says, in your dreams. And so then he actually attacks Kisame, which Kisame wasn't expecting, but Naruto gets a kick to he gets to kick Kisame right in the face, and Kisame is like, what the. And he wasn't expecting Naruto to be this strong, especially because he actually made his nose bleed, and Kisame swung his sword at Naruto, but Naruto got his own kunai out to actually block it, and then Itachi was about to kick Naruto away, but then he hears Sasuke's voice, and Sasuke then says, Itachi, and as he says that, he tries to go and attack Itachi, and Itachi strangles him, saying that he's too weak, and in the end Sasuke still gets pissed off, and he's like, what the hell. And he still gets put under the Tsukuyomi, and after this, Jiraiya and Might Guy appear, and after all of this, the Akatsuki gets, what the two Akatsuki members escape. Naruto finds, Tsunade. A few days later, one night they find her, and Tsunade badmouths all the Hokage, and even badmouths the Uchiha, who were meant to be this strong clan, and in the end they all died. Even Shisu Uchiha, someone who was feared in the 5 nations, he died suddenly, and no one even knows what happened to him. Or if he just killed himself because he was weak, he realized that he was weak, and this pissed off Naruto. Is that, keep going, I dare you to keep going, I swear I dare you to keep going, one more time, say one more time, I swear. Then I'm joking, he doesn't say that, but he gets pretty pissed. He slams his hands on the table, breaks a few plates and glasses, and says, do you really want to take this outside, old hag? And Tsunade is there, who you calling old hag, brat? And Naruto's there, I see an old hag right in front of me. And, and Tsunade's like, let's take it outside, you brat. Anywho, after this, Naruto and Tsunade actually go out to actually have their fight. In the end, they actually make a bet where if Naruto wins, of course, she returns to the village, and if she wins, they leave her alone forever. And of course, Naruto wasn't going to allow her to win, but remember, this is a legendary Sannin. However, Naruto will capitalize on the fact that she is drunk, so she can't really be fully, at her full strength, since, she is drunk and everything. But anyways, after this, Naruto and Tsunade begin the fight. Naruto actually using his body flicker to his advantage, since Tsunade is drunk. What the hell is that noise outside? But anyway, since Tsunade is drunk, she probably won't be able to keep up with, Naruto. But anyways, of course, Naruto was pretty much confusing her at this point. But then Tsunade decided to, put a stop to this Naruto, using body flicker so much. And so she punched the ground so hard that, it broke, shattering the earth. And in the end, Naruto had to jump up. And Tsunade actually capitalized on, Naruto being off guard right there. And so she jumped up as well, and she was about to punch him. And, Naruto realized that maybe he was a bit too slow in not finishing the fight straight away. But then Naruto actually used body flicker one more time in the air, mid-air, which, Tsunade wasn't expecting Naruto to be skilled enough in using it mid-air as well. And he was able to body flicker behind her and use a kunai to actually nearly stab her. But then as soon as, Tsunade saw the kunai coming at her, and she actually dodged it, and she was about to punch him again, but Naruto was able to get another kunai out and stab her in the shoulder. And Tsunade actually started to have fear in her eyes. Remember, she still is scared of blood, but then Naruto tells her to just get up. There's no point of being scared of blood. And Tsunade then says, who do you think you are? You've never been through the pain I have. And Naruto then says, well, I should be scared of blood if you're a medical ninja. Why? Tell me. Aren't you meant to be one of the legendary Sannin? And Tsunade is getting pissed more and more, and in the end she had enough, and so she literally jumped up and she said, oh, fuck the blood, and punches Naruto right in the face. But then Naruto turns into crows, and Tsunade was actually put down to the ground with Naruto with a kunai to her neck. Naruto was holding a kunai to her neck, and pretty much that's pretty much it. And in the end, she returned to the Leaf Village, healing both Sasuke and Kakashi. Of course, Sasuke still wanted to fight Naruto, and Naruto actually destroys him without even using a Rasengan. And Sasuke gets pissed and leaves. Of course, just as per normal, still Kakashi giving him that speech, but it doesn't work. Sakura tries to stop him, doesn't work. Now Naruto has to go, and here is where the story actually changes. I'm going to make it so that Sukome was actually on her way out of her. Well, she was actually on her few days off. She was taking a few days off because of the strain that she was having, training so much. And so she was actually coming out until she sees, 4 shinobi just flying, well, not flying, but, blitzing past her. And she was like, wait, what? And there was a barrel there. So she activates her Sharingan, and, she wants to know what the hell these mans are doing. Like, yo, fam, you scared the shit out of me. But anyway, of course, then she actually starts following them. Of course, and she doesn't really see much. But of course, she won't really know who they're carrying, since she doesn't care. And after a while, Naruto and the team that was actually put up for Sasuke's retrieval was actually Naruto, Shikamaru, Choji, Shino, and Kiba this time. No Neji, because Neji does not have a good relationship with Naruto, and he didn't want to go on this mission to help Naruto. But anyway, now, after this, Naruto, well, the fights go exactly the same up until Neji's one, which was meant to, which he is replaced by Shino, and Shino's actually able to do much better than Neji, especially because of Shino's bugs, and they were in a forest, and there are a lot of bugs, and a forest is one of the best places for bugs to actually adapt, to fight. And anywho, now, of course, he will have a hard time against Kidomaru, but in the end, he was able to prevail with a lot of injuries, though. No, it's not going to be a perfect win. But anyway, of course, Naruto, Kiba, and Naruto, Kiba, and Shikamaru were actually able to. They were able to get Sasuke, but in the end, Kimimaru arrived and took Sasuke away from them, and of course Naruto actually went off to follow Kimimaru and didn't really make too much of an effect, especially because he didn't get too close to him. But in the end, Sasuke woke up and Kimimaru let him out, and Naruto versus Kimimaru began. Of course, here Naruto didn't have the easiest time against Kimimaru, but in the end, Lee arrives to actually save the day, and Naruto is sent by Lee to find Sasuke, and in the end, Naruto on the way he actually finds stops, because he realizes that he's being followed, and basically realizes who he is, and I said basically 4 times. Then he actually says, "Come out already! I know you've been following me for a while." And Sukome actually appears, and she says, "Don't you want to go save your friend?" And Naruto's like, "I know you're gonna get in my way. I can tell. Do you think I'm stupid?" And Sukome just starts laughing, saying that she won't. And basically Naruto actually then blitzes her and says, "I'll make sure you won't," and literally knocks her out. And before she could even I realized that Naruto was in front of her, Naruto has no time to chill, and so he's like, "Nah, I'm good. You're out of my way." And yeah, after this he leaves, and he finds Sasuke. Of course, Sasuke is still pretty pissed off at Naruto, and in the end they begin the fight, and Naruto was actually winning. Naruto easily overpowered Sasuke, and of course when he went Curse Mark 2, Naruto had to try even harder, and he's at his pinnacle of strength right now, and he barely can keep up. Well, Sasuke can barely keep up with Naruto. Naruto has the upper hand until someone comes behind him and literally kicks him right in the face, and Naruto goes flying. This actually startled Naruto, and he was off guard. He was actually stunned for a second, and Sasuke capitalized on this and literally used the Chidori to stab Naruto through the chest, and pulled it out and then left. And Naruto then sees Sukome just standing there, and Naruto's like, I knew it. How? I knocked you out on purpose, so you can't get in my way. How did you wake up? And Sukome then says, even if you knock me out, it doesn't mean I can't wake up quickly. And plus, I have been knocked out for a while. Don't you think I will wake up anytime soon? And Naruto, and basically Sukome is like, maybe next time you should have killed me. And then Naruto falls to the water, and she was about to take Naruto, but then she realized that this would have been a pretty unfair fight, and it's not that she wants to play fair against Naruto, but there is just her pride stopping her, because she didn't beat Naruto herself. So she tells Naruto that she'll beat him one day. She'll let him go today, but the next time they meet, she will take Naruto and seal him away. And Naruto then just faints, and in the end he's taken back to the village. Of course, here Jiraiya tells Naruto that he should give up on Sasuke, but Naruto says that he won't give up on Sasuke, and in the end they still go into 2-year training. And here this 2-year training actually changes Naruto quite a bit. First of all, since Naruto is still hated in the Hyuga clan, the only person that really admires Naruto is actually Hanabi, because Hanabi has actually found out about Naruto being a Hyuga, and even though Naruto wasn't able to use his Byakugan in that fight, even though he could have, He didn't use it because he knew that he could have beat Sasuke even without the Byakugan because he was so strong. But in the end, Sukome came. If he had this Byakugan, his 360 vision, he realized that, he could have realized that Sukome was coming at him. And, Sukome capitalized on the fact that Naruto wasn't using it. And she was using her Sharingan, same as Sasuke. And in the end, they were able to beat Naruto. Of course, they didn't work together. Sasuke didn't notice Sukome. Sukome just kicked him once and just disappeared then. And then appeared again. Anywho. Now, after all of this, Naruto, during this training, and just saying, Hanabi admires Naruto, and of course she doesn't tell anyone, but, she wishes Naruto good luck when he was about to leave, and, Naruto actually just pats her on the head, because he knows that Hanabi is actually technically one of his relatives, kinda, but anyway, they're related in some sort of way, bloodline-wise, they're related, but anyway, of course, now, Naruto leaves, and during this 2-year training, Naruto learns a lot of new things. He finally masters how to, it took him a full year to actually understand how to add wind release, and now he has to, do chakra transformation. And during this time, Naruto was actually training at night while Jiraiya actually left him for a week because he needed to do something. And Jiraiya trusted Naruto because Naruto is way stronger than anyone that he's known, anyone he's trained over his lifetime, even other than Minato. Naruto is actually comparable to Minato right now because of even with Minato's ultra godlike speed, Naruto can actually kind of compare to Minato, especially because of his body flicker. And if Naruto had the Flying Raijin, which he will not get, I've been in a few of my wives that gave Naruto the Flying Raijin and it just made him too OP. Naruto will not get it here, but anywho, he can compare to Minato. But now, while he was training, of course, he actually got attacked by, an Akatsuki member. And this was Obito, Tobi. And, Obito actually just did it for the fun of it. He didn't really want to capture Naruto. But, of course, if Naruto was to fight him and, he was to lose, he wouldn't mind capturing him right there and then. Because, he still doesn't know about the tail beast having to be captured one by one in tailed from 1 tail to 9 tails. But anywho, of course Naruto realized this, and Naruto then asked who he is, and he saw a red eye glowing, and Naruto's like, so you're an Uchiha as well, so you must know Sukome. How about you tell me why you guys want the 9 tails so bad? I know you're after him, not me. And then Obito actually starts just saying out his plan that he wants to create a world of dreams where everyone is happy, and basically Naruto then just says, you're just a sick fuck, that could never happen, do you not understand, that would just kill everyone pretty much, they don't have any freedom. And then Obito says, if they're in their dreams, the things that they want to do the most, they can do it, don't you think about it. And Naruto's like, yeah, but what's the point if it's all a dream? It's not reality. Do you not understand? If it's not true, there is no point of having it. And then Obito just starts laughing and says, you don't understand. You low IQ prick. Anyway, of course then Naruto asks, then why do you need Sukome so bad? After all, she's not done anything too much for the Akatsuki. Why don't you just kick her out? And he wants to know why Sukome even works for them in the first place. Sukome is literally his age. Like she shouldn't even be there. And she was weaker than him. But now, of course, Naruto actually activates his Byakugan, and he has learned a few things. Naruto actually used air pressure to actually hit Obito. Of course, Obito hit because he didn't actually realize that Naruto could do this. And in the end, Obito actually got into a fighting stance, and while they were actually fighting, Naruto was missing everything, and Obito actually got a few good hits on Naruto, and of course Obito was telling Naruto that he doesn't really need Sukome, he's just using her. He really doesn't need her at all. And of course in the end, if she has to be a sacrifice, if she has to get killed to capture one of the tail beasts, he'll gladly give Sukome up. And Naruto gets pretty pissed off, especially because Naruto kind of got used to Sukome. He got used to seeing her face nowadays. But of course, he hasn't seen her in a year. But of course, he knows that Sukome is doing it for the organization. It's not that she had a free choice on it. She actually got kind of forced into it because she got brainwashed. But Naruto doesn't pay too much attention afterwards, and he's like, oh, get him away. And literally, he creates a Rasengan, a vanishing Rasengan, and throws it at Obito, but it just warps through Obito. And it warps through Obito before he can even disappear. And Naruto's like, what the hell? And, you know, after this, Sukome actually appears and sees Naruto fighting, Obito. Of course, she thinks, she knows that Obito is not her grandfather. Oh my god, the police or ambulance. But anywho. God damn. Anyways, now, of course, Sukome seeing this, she says Naruto, and basically actually says that she actually kicked Naruto right in the chest. And you know, this was where Naruto was wounded. Of course, even though it's been a year, Naruto can still feel some of the pain from that wound, especially because, you know, it kind of hurt, especially since, you know, his friend did it to him. And remember, Naruto has promised Sakura to bring Sasuke back, and he couldn't fulfill that promise. And you know, he's trying to get stronger to, you know, bring him back. And this is just a scar to remind him of his failure, and that he has to become stronger to bring back Sasuke. But anywho, now, of course, Naruto sees Sukome and kinda is impressed, because, you know, Naruto never really saw anyone, Sukome especially, as, you know, an interesting person, as like a woman or a girl. He's mostly seen her as an enemy, but now that he sees her again after all this time, he actually sees that she's kind of nice. And, you know, Naruto's like, well, you're not too bad, you know. And, you know, Sukome realizes what he means, and she actually says gravity. Especially because she was kind of embarrassed, and in the end, you know, Naruto got put under 20 times gravity. Sukome is actually way stronger than most of the people in the Leaf Village right now. To be honest, the only people who can actually compare to Sukome would probably be Jiraiya in Sage Mode. Naruto is probably weaker than her right now. As of right now, only Sage Mode Naruto could beat her, especially because Naruto is actually weaker than Minato at this point. Even though he has like the Vanishing Rasengan, it doesn't really make him stronger than Minato at all. But anywho, I'm not here to compare. Naruto will will become stronger over time. But anyways, of course, Naruto being put under this much gravity out of nowhere suddenly, he actually kind of hurts Naruto's body. But then Naruto was able to actually remembers that there is a radius, and he remembers perfectly how big the radius is, or you know, he actually musters up the strength and literally just does one big jump, one big leap backwards to the end of the gravitational force. But somehow it was still ongoing, and Sukome then says, do you really think that weakness would get me this time? And she actually activates her Susanoo, and she was about to stab Naruto. Yes, now she actually has the Susanoo with a katana. And this katana is no joke. It's actually engulfed in fire, a fire that cannot be cannot be put out. It's like the Amaterasu, just that this fire can actually seal someone as well. So it's basically a more busted version of the Amaterasu and the Tosca blade put together. But she doesn't have the Yatamura, which was busted as well. But anyways, Jesus, talked a lot there. Of course, now Naruto actually realizes that the radius is bigger, and so he makes another leap as Sukome tried to slice him in half and take him back. Of course, Naruto was able to dodge that and was able to actually escape this gravitational force, and Sukome is there. Was too slow. And Sukome could actually kill Naruto on the spot right now, but of course she's just joking around at this point. She doesn't really care. She can beat Naruto at any moment, especially because of all this training. She actually learned a few new things, and of course she trained with other Akatsuki members as well now. Even Itachi taught her a few things again. But anywho, now Naruto was in big trouble, especially because he's up against the two strongest Akatsuki members. I'm joking, not the strongest. Sukome, yeah, strongest. No, I'm joking. Sukome is not the strongest, but two of the strongest Akatsuki members. But anywho, now Naruto, who is pretty much dead. Anywho, then Obito says, Sukome, there's no point. We'll capture him later. we don't know what he could do yet. And Sukome is like, are you being serious? We could have captured the Nine Tails already. And Obito says, remember, we're on a mission, Sukome, we're not. And Sukome then says, every time, mission. We were meant to start capturing tail beasts 2 years ago, but you're still at this. And Obito says we're starting from next year, remember. And Naruto finally got this information, and so he has 1 more year to get stronger. And Sukome then says, next time we meet, I promise you I'm going to kill you. And Naruto then says, then I'll get stronger. And in the end, Jiraiya actually returns after a week, and Naruto tells him about this encounter. And Naruto's kind of saddened that, someone like Sukome is actually being used by Obito, and Sukome doesn't even know about it. And, he kind of feels bad for her, but at the same time, he can't really say anything, especially because she kind of tries to kill him every time they meet. But anyway, of course, now Naruto and Jiraiya train for another year, and Naruto becomes a lot stronger. But same as Sukome, she becomes stronger over time too. And they're kind of on par, especially because Naruto has actually started his Sage Mode training, but he didn't have enough time to finish it, and so he returns to the village without finishing his Sage Mode training. And here, of course, they still do the belt test, Sakura and Naruto and Sakura easily pass. Sasuke is still with Orochimaru. And now, the next day, of course, Naruto finds out about Gaara's capture, and he actually gets pretty pissed off at Akatsuki, and he realizes that it's already been 3 years since the day he met Sukome, and now they need to save Gaara. And yeah, this Gaara retrieval arc began. Naruto actually in the end found the hideout after a few days. Gaara still died, and here it went a lot different. Sasori and Deidara kind of got destroyed by Naruto. The whole of Team 7 plus Chiyo, and well, not the whole of Team 7, of course, it's just Naruto and Sakura and Kakashi and Chiyo. But anywho, they got destroyed, and Sasori actually decided to give the information about Sasuke right before he died, because he actually died after Deidara. And yeah, Sasuke's in the end, Gaara still dies, and Granny Chiyo decides to give her life up for Gaara's life. And Gaara gets revived. Chiyo dies, of course, in an honorable way. Rest in peace. And yeah, now, of course, Naruto still meets Orochimaru, and here he still goes into his rampage form. Of course, having the Byakugan makes it a lot better for Naruto. Of course, he's not even in his full Tails form. He's kind of in a rampage form, but he's in 3 Tails, which he can't control properly. And he actually has his Byakugan activated, and he kind of has control, but at the same time he doesn't. So it's basically like a more Nine Tails / Naruto together. And Naruto's kind of going crazy, but at the same time he kind of has some consciousness left. He has enough consciousness to realize who's enemy and who's not enemy, especially because he didn't slap Sakura like in the original. But anyway, of course, now Naruto and Naruto actually continues the fight, and Orochimaru in the end escapes. And yeah, Sai actually goes with Orochimaru. Naruto actually follows them with Team 7, and they find Sasuke. Sasuke still says hello to Naruto, but this time Naruto was actually able to use the Byakugan to actually even stop him, to actually blitz him. Naruto actually punched him in the gut, and a fight actually broke out, and Naruto and Sasuke were actually fighting. Naruto's a lot stronger than Sasuke, first of all, in right now, and Sasuke realizes this, and in the end he escapes with Orochimaru. And once they actually escape, he asks Orochimaru for more power, and Orochimaru's like, once we get to the next hideout, I promise you, I'll give you something that is more powerful than that brat. And he's talking about Hashirama cells, which will not only boost the Sasuke's power, but also physicality, which is better for Orochimaru, since Orochimaru wants the strongest body that he can get. And if he just pumps more and more power into that, he will just get a better body. Anywho, now Naruto returns, and he continues his training with the Rasen Shuriken. Yes, he still hasn't mastered the Rasen Shuriken, because he actually had to begin his Sage Mode training, and he didn't get anywhere near it. For some reason, since he wasn't really in a rush to learn it, he still had a year. In the end, he took it too lightly, and he wasn't able to master it. like in the original, how he took like 2 weeks or something. Man said 2 days, but anywho, like a week or two. Anywho, now, of course, Naruto, after finishing this, they actually find out about Asuma's death, and Naruto actually goes with Team 7 this time, and Team 10, and here, Naruto actually using the Byakugan, he was actually able to use the 64 palms on, on Kakuzu when, Hidan was taken away by Shikamaru. Naruto was taking on Kakuzu on his own, and everyone was just watching while Naruto was destroying Kakuzu. Kakuzu, of course, then lets out his 5 hearts, and Naruto actually uses his Rasen Shuriken to actually destroy 2 of the hearts easily, and he doesn't even throw it. He actually uses the Byakugan and Body Flicker and the Rasen Shuriken at the same time to actually create a much stronger technique, which is actually which I will call the Hyuga style Naruto destruction. I'm joking, I won't call it anything, but anywho, now Naruto, who actually destroyed 2 of the hearts at once, Kakuzu is starting to get worried because he's up against someone like Naruto who's strong. He's a Hyuga, he has a dojutsu, and he has a technique that can one-shot him easily. So he has to keep his distance. But something that he does not know Naruto knows how to do is throwing his Rasen Shuriken. Because of him being a Hyuga, he has so much control over his chakra, especially because of him being able to use his Byakugan to an extent that no one can really do. Naruto's Byakugan is much more developed than others because he can actually he's trained so hard that he can use it better than others, and so Naruto actually uses wind release to actually create a wind cage, and lets out does a water shockwave and then a lightning stream to actually paralyze the hearts. And even Kakuzu really didn't get paralyzed because remember, he's the earth style heart, or earth release heart, and so Earth was able to withstand the lightning, and he wasn't really affected by it. But now Naruto, who actually destroys another 2 hearts, Kakuzu uses Earth Grudge on Naruto, but Naruto, having the 360 vision because of his Byakugan, he was able to dodge it easily and then use a wind palm. Yes, a wind palm literally was like an air pressure. He just did a palm in the air, and the pressure of the air just hit Kakuzu so hard, he sent him flying, and basically, Kakuzu still was able, he would still be able to dodge a Rasen Shuriken if Naruto came close to him and tried to do it. But something that he doesn't realize is that Naruto can throw it. Naruto then creates a Rasen Shuriken and then adds lightning release to it, something that he has never done before, and then says, "It's over, Kakuzu." And Kakuzu then realizes what's happening, and Naruto's just looking at him apathetically, and then just throws the Rasen Shuriken, which Kakuzu was not expecting. He's like, "Wait, hold up, what?" And now he got destroyed. Of course, Kakuzu not expecting any of it. Got destroyed and killed, and then Shikamaru, Sakura, and Sai actually returned because Sai and Sakura actually went with Shikamaru to actually help him out, but of course they didn't do too much. But anywho, after this, Sasuke, we skipped to Sasuke, who was actually, and just saying, Sukome actually played a big role in capturing the 6 and 7 tails. Yes, they captured the 6 and 7 tails by now, and of course there's only 2 tailed beasts left. Sasuke actually, Kanda being able to use a wood release, actually realized that he may be strong enough to actually beat Itachi and actually kills Orochimaru. Word goes around, and Naruto actually goes to actually realize it. Well, of course, now that Sasuke is free, Naruto actually goes with a few of his of course, Team 7, Kakashi, Team 10, the Rookie 9 basically. They all go to fight Sasuke. In the end, they couldn't do it, but during this time, Jiraiya, who actually mastered Sage Mode, something I forgot to mention. Jiraiya actually mastered Sage Mode during the time that Naruto was actually trying to master Sage Mode, and actually went off to find information about pain. Of course, since Jiraiya is a lot stronger than Naruto right now, of course, Naruto has a lot of techniques, and Naruto, well, to be honest, Naruto could actually fight against Sage Mode Jiraiya because of his Byakugan, immense mastery over the Byakugan, and being able to having this immense amount of chakra, and still Naruto has that one goal of finding out who killed Shisui, and so he actually wants to go to Itachi as well. And here Naruto actually, not after not finding Sasuke, he actually goes to on his own to the Uchiha to the Uchiha hideout, because that is where he thinks Sasuke is going to come. And he actually finds Itachi there, and Itachi says that Sasuke is not here, and so he asks him who killed Shisui. There's no way someone could have killed him, and someone weak could have killed him. And Itachi gives him the full story, and Naruto finally finds out who actually killed his idol, and in the end coming back with an apathetic look. The Rookie Nine and Kakashi thought that he just couldn't find Sasuke, and that's why he's so saddened. But of course, Naruto finally found out who killed, Shisui, and he was in pain. Like in the end, someone who killed Shisui was someone that Shisui tried to protect, and Shisui was trying to protect the village, and the village trusts Danzo. Well, of course, not all the villagers, but of course, Danzo is one of the people that Shisui was even protecting during, even though not directly, but still he was protecting him while he was protecting the Leaf Village. At the same time, he was protecting Danzo, and in the end, Danzo killed him for his eyes. This really pissed off Naruto, and in the end, Naruto kind of went into a rampage inside himself. He went home and just started just destroying a few things. But anywho, now of course Naruto, who has finished with his little adventure of destroying things. Of course, he finally gets the word of Itachi getting killed by Sasuke, and of course Naruto left without even thinking about Sasuke. He could come here to fight Itachi, but of course he was too depressed about what's his name, Shisui, and so he left. And anywho, now of course after all of this, Naruto finds out that Sasuke has killed Itachi, and Itachi has died, and Sasuke still got recruited by the Akatsuki, and here Tsukome was actually sent with Sasuke to of course not right now, but Naruto and sorry, not Tsukome, sorry. Naruto gets the word about this, and also he gets called by Tsunade to tell him about what happened to his master Jiraiya. Jiraiya hasn't died, that's for sure. Jiraiya's not dead. What really happened is that Jiraiya actually got destroyed, but he was able to get some info, and so he decided to escape, reverse summoning jutsu himself into Mount Miyaboku, and then from there to return to the village. And he was in the hospital. Naruto found out, and Jiraiya told Naruto that he's the only one who can beat pain. Jiraiya's not strong enough, and Naruto needs to get stronger. He needs to go and master Sage Mode. And Naruto then says, "Alright, please protect the village while I'm out of it." And in the end, goes with Lord Fukusaku to actually master Sage Mode. Returns within a week, and it's too late. Yes, it's already too late. Naruto sees that everything got destroyed. Everyone's pretty much dead, and Naruto gets pretty pissed off, and activates his Byakugan with Sage Mode, and destroys the Naraka Path. Then looks at Pain and uses air pressure, which they can't really counter unless Pain uses the almighty push. But of course they were able to dodge this, but Naruto then let out air pressure from all sides of his body, which then got countered up by something else. Gravity hit Naruto. Literally pure gravity was hitting Naruto, and this was Tsukome. Tsukome actually declined on going with the Sasuke, especially because she wants to be the one to capture Naruto. And Naruto then says, "I guess you're still being used." And Tsukome is like, "Huh?" And Naruto, being much stronger here, then just breaks out of the gravity and says, "I'm not going to die here, I swear." And as he says that, he lets out a bit of the Nine Tails chakra, and Tsukome then says, "Listen, there's no point of you trying. Your whole village got destroyed. It's over. You don't understand. Should I repeat it for you? It's over." you can't win. And Naruto gets pissed off and lets out the Nine Tails. At this point, he just couldn't be asked anymore. The Nine Tails have been cooped up for a while, and all the anger that Naruto kept held back was let out all at once. The village that not only was he pissed off at Shisui's death, but after he found out about Shisui's death, he had a lot of bloodlust towards, well, a lot of hatred towards Danzo. He kept it in, and now the village that Shisui gave his life up for got destroyed because he was too late. He couldn't take anymore. He got pretty pissed off, and he let out the Nine Tails. And the Nine Tails was able to destroy both Sukome and all the pains except for the last one, which actually used the planetary devastation. And Naruto was about to let the full Nine Tails out. Sukome was actually on the ground, injured, and she could barely move. But in the end, Naruto still meets Minato here, and he didn't really do anything here. He didn't fight in Sage mode at all. He literally destroyed one of the paths, got trapped in gravity, got pissed off, destroyed pretty much everything, and now Naruto returns to see the Diva Path, and the Diva Path against Naruto begins. Naruto's in full Sage mode, and he actually uses his Byakugan and Body Flicker, and Naruto actually seemed a bit more like Shisui now, and destroys Pain. And after all of this, Naruto actually reverse or tracks down I don't want to butcher the the name, not the pronunciation, the name of the jutsu, but whatever. He uses his Sage mode to find out the location of Nagato, and in the end, Takano jutsu Nagato, giving Nagato hope for the future of this world by actually, after Naruto tells him that he'll carry out his dream, and he should stop all of this. He understands his pain, and Nagato then just says that he can't understand my pain, but I still trust in you. And in the end, Nagato revives everyone, even the Hokage who had died. Yes, the third Hokage died in this fight. He couldn't do anything. He's way too old to fight at this point, and plus he's kind of crippled because of the fight against Orochimaru. Anyways, crippled I say. But anyways, after this, Naruto, the Diva Path is destroyed. Of course, Conan takes the Diva Path, and they actually took hostage of one person, and that one person was actually Sukome. Yes, of course, in the end, the Five Kage Summit still got called up, and Danzo went, and Naruto was pretty pissed off, and Naruto knows who actually ordered the destruction of the not the destruction, or the eradication, the elimination, the extinction of the Uchiha clan. And so he knows that Sasuke must have found that by now, and so he actually wants to go to the Five Kage Summit, especially because he doesn't want Sasuke to die. But before he actually goes, he actually told Sukome that once he returns, he'll help her build her own life in this village. And Sukome is there. You damn Nine Tails, I'll capture you, Naruto, I swear I'll capture you. And Naruto then says, there's no need to worry, I'll save you from the world, from this illusion. And Sukome was completely baffled, and Naruto knows that Sukome is being used, and basically in the end, Obito just gives up on Sukome. He doesn't really care. She wasn't really useful anymore, and he actually got Kabuto on his side now, and Sasuke was still heading to the Five Kage Summit with the Jugo and Suigetsu and Karin. And yeah, now of course Naruto arrives to see that Danzo has been killed by Sasuke, and he doesn't really care. Sakura doesn't really get killed. Sakura actually kind of helps out here, and she actually does a lot more than Naruto does. All Naruto really did was actually tell Sasuke that if they fought, they would both die, which is bullshit. But anyway, of course, Sasuke realizes that Naruto is actually stronger than him, and Naruto was just bluffing. Of course, Naruto himself knew that he's stronger than him, but he doesn't want to make Sasuke jealous. But of course, that didn't work. He still got jealous, and in the end, of course, Naruto and Sasuke, they were about to fight, but then Obito actually stopped it and declared the war on the Five Great Nations, especially because he wants the Nine Tails, and the Nine Tails is the last one remaining. Of course, in the end, they find out that and also the Eight Tails, because Sasuke wasn't able to capture the Eight Tails. Even with his wood release, he wasn't able to use it properly. But anywho, Obito wants to use Sasuke a bit more before giving him up to Kabuto, because he actually wants to use this wood release to his advantage, especially because since Sasuke can create wood clones, he wants to use it for his Zetsu army and everything. But anywho, now of course Naruto returns to the Leaf Village and actually helps Sukome and tells her everything, that she's just been used by that Madara guy, and Sukome says that's not really Madara, or Madara is my grandfather, and Naruto then says, well, tell me this, did that man have the same dream as Madara? Is he carrying out the same thing that Madara wants to carry out? And she's like, yeah, so what? And Naruto then says, well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you've been used by both him and your grandfather. And Sukome is like, who do you think you are saying that to me? And she doesn't believe that her grandfather would use her. But then Naruto just hugs her and just tells her that she must have been alone all this time. And Sukome has been alone. She has had a rough childhood. Madara wasn't the best grandfather. She just respected Madara because Madara was way too strong for her, and she used to get beat quite a lot. And Sukome just showed Naruto all her childhood, and Naruto then says, if you looked into my own memories, you'd see that I was alone too. And they actually realized that they could relate a lot more than what they initially thought. And Naruto actually saving the Leaf Village changed the view of Hayashi, and Hayashi actually apologized to Naruto, and he apologized to him and his family, especially because he put his family, well, his Hayashi's the main branch family, actually put Naruto's ancestors and Naruto's grandmother basically in through so much pain. And he wanted to apologize to Naruto, but then Naruto says it's fine, after all it's just a cycle of hatred. Now that you guys all understand, it's fine. And of course Sukome actually realized how similar her and Naruto are, and so she kind of started having an interest in Naruto. And this is something I might have messed up with. I should have mentioned Sukome's backstory before this, because the ship kind of seems a bit rushed, but of course, to me, it doesn't seem too rushed, especially because I actually knew Sukome's background story. It's just that I didn't mention it, and I want to apologize for that. And of course, I know some people will be pretty pissed off at me, and I want to apologize to those lot too, but I hope you understand. Anywho, of course, the war began, and Naruto was still sent with Killer Bee, while Sukome was actually sent to the front lines. And of course, she wasn't really trusted, and so she was actually put in the platoon with Might Guy and it's Kakashi. I was about to say Itachi. Kakashi, especially because those two could definitely handle Sukome on their own, especially because of Might Guy having the 8th gate. And Naruto then tells Sukome not to worry. It's just that since she was in the Akatsuki, it's kind of hard to trust. And Sukome understands, especially because she'd be skeptical of someone like that too if that was her. But anywho, if she was to choose. But anyways, of course Sukome doesn't really mind it, and now she fights for the Shinobi Alliance. And in the end, Naruto still comes out with KCM and meeting his mother, Kushina. And Kushina is happy that Naruto had finally, not only did he make friends, not only did he make the village proud of him, but also he found someone that he cares about. And yeah, of course now Naruto arrives, leaves to go to the war, and Killer Bee and him go up against Itachi. Itachi still uses the gift given to Naruto, and in the end they go up against the Biju with sorry, I'm dumb, I got confused with Jubi. Yes, they go up against all the Biju, all the Jinchuriki, and they win against them, and Naruto unlocks KCM2, and the war actually begins now. Since Naruto really didn't have to use too much of the Byakugan there, he actually uses it now. Naruto, since he has the Kurama avatar, he can actually use wind pressure with his Kurama avatar and body flicker too, and so he was using this to his advantage and using the 64 palms against the Jubi with the Naruto's. But it looks kind of weird if you imagine it, but the thing is, the Jubi has so much chakra, Naruto would have to do it thousands of times over and over again non-stop to even put a dent into the Jubi's chakra, and so he realizes that he needs to do something better, and so he actually uses his immense amount of chakra control, especially because you need a lot of it. He actually finds the chakra point of the Jubi, and he actually creates a Rasen Shuriken with Kurama, and basically Sukome actually comes and helps to, and she adds Susanoo armor. Of course, she doesn't have the perfect Susanoo, but she just adds the armor, and basically, of course, while all of this was happening, the 5 Kage were actually fighting Madara. Madara kind of annihilates them, even if Jiraiya was there with perfect Sage Mode, and Sukome gave Naruto, the Nine-Tails, her sword, and also Naruto the armor, and the Nine-Tails, the armor, the majestic armor. Anywho, of course, Naruto throws this Rasen Shuriken, and it doesn't do too much damage, but of course he slowed down the Ten-Tails enough for the Shinobi Alliance to actually arrive and try to stop it, but in the end it didn't work. And here, of course, it kind of goes similar until Naruto actually until Minato arrives. And of course, once Minato arrives, the Jubi actually gets sucked up by Obito after a while, after a bit of fighting, and in the end, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sukome actually have to fight together to actually do something against Ten-Tails, especially because Sukome kind of hates her grandfather. Sorry, not Sukome. Sukome actually goes and fights with Madara, since Madara was using Sukome. Well, she actually kind of hated Sukome. She actually hated Madara, especially because Madara used to abuse her, and that's why she was scared of him, and that's why she had respect for him, because if she didn't, she'd kind of get killed. Anywho, of course, now that she has the chance to get revenge, she tries to fight, but she nearly gets killed, and Naruto and Sasuke were able to beat Obito, and in the end, Madara gets revived, Naruto's Nine-Tails gets pulled out of him, and Sukome actually nearly gets killed, but healed by Sakura. And then after healing her, she actually goes to heal Naruto, but in the end they have to put the other half of the Nine-Tails into Naruto, but of course Zetsu stops that from happening, and the Madara becomes the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki, and in the end Obito betrays Madara and gives Naruto the Nine-Tails chakra, and Naruto gets the 6th stage mode boost as well, same as Sasuke, and they arrive to, and Naruto actually saves Might Guy, actually saving his life, and in the end destroying Madara. Madara unleashes the Infinite Tsukuyomi, which only a few people were able to withstand, which were Sukome, Sakura, Naruto, Obito, Kakashi, and Sasuke, and all 6 of them were able to destroy Kaguya together. And they didn't even have to give up anyone, especially because when they actually went into the gravitational dimension of Kaguya, Sukome used the gravitational Kekkei Genkai to actually increase the gravity on Kaguya as well, times by 100, to actually make Kaguya go down quite a bit, especially because of Kaguya not being able to withstand all of this, and all of this power, even though she's pretty much a god. But anyways, of course, now Naruto and Sasuke were able to seal her away in the end, and that's where I'm gonna end off. I hope you'll enjoy the. Please take care, stay safe. And also the fight against Naruto and Sasuke didn't go anywhere near the original way. Naruto destroyed Sasuke so bad that Sasuke had no chance of winning, especially because Naruto didn't even go all out against Kaguya. He still had all these 9 the Truth Seekers. And anywho, hope you'll enjoy it. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs, and peace. Also, don't forget to subscribe to Ratreet, me, man on the tree, my friend Hxmesh, and my second channel, the King of Noobs. And don't forget to follow Shoker on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and get your good quality anime merch from the link in the description below. It leads you to beautiful Halo. You can get 5% off with the code MEME on your next $49 plus order, and 10% off with the code MEME on your next $99 plus order. Anywho, peace.